Welcome to Waterline 911. I am Mark and I am your online guide towards addressing your non-revenue water issues. Here, I will break down complex problems, share real-world solutions, and give you the tools and insights to make an immediate impact to your water system. I will also share proven strategies to help water utilities recover revenue, reduce loss, and build efficiency. Sa part 1 ng ating step 1 of the step-by-step holistic NRW reduction solution, we focused mainly to the meter accuracy verification by using portable ultrasonic clamp-on type flow meter. We need to make sure kasi na yung production meter natin is always reading accurately. And rather than bringing the production meters to the meter testing facility, which would take us a lot of time, we can do the quickest and alternative way ng accuracy checking, and that is meter accuracy verification using the portable ultrasonic clamp-on type flow meter. If we found that the production meters is hindi na accurate, then subject na siya for recalibration or replacement. Kaya naman dito sa ating part 2 ng step-by-step holistic NRW reduction solution step 1, which is to make sure that production is measured accurately, pag-uusapan naman natin ang mga types ng flow meters and water meters that are commonly used for measuring our water production. Ang aim natin dito is to give you ideas ano ba ang mga pwedeng options to accurately measure our water production. Para naman makapag-decide din kayo kung ano ba ang pwede nyong i-include sa inyong isi-set na budget for buying new equipment. Disclaimer lang ang mga videos ko are unbiased to any type or brand ng equipment. Hindi ko focus ang mag-highlight ng particular brand or type ng equipment, but just to spread knowledge about the NRW reduction solutions na I think is the most needed ng mga water utilities ngayon dito sa atin sa Philippines. So maybe may mga maririnig kayong comparisons ng mga type ng equipment as you watch this video, but I will do my best na hindi maging bias or i-highlight ang isang equipment over the other. I will leave it sa pagpapaliwanag ng mga sales and technical personnels ng mga manufacturers, distributors, and suppliers ng equipment whenever ma-visit nila kayo to present their products. I will just show you the options in an unbiased discussion. Pero bago natin simulan to, if gusto mo ng mga ganitong klaseng content, at sa tingin mo ay makakatulong sa inyong battles against non-revenue water, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I-click mo na rin yung notification bell para lagi kang updated sa mga susunod ko pa na mga videos. Simulan natin to sa dalawang general classifications ng meters. Siguro napapansin nyo na madalas kong sabihin ang water meter and flow meter. Magkaiba ba yun? Sagot ko, oo, magkaiba yon. Though the function and application is the same, magkaiba ang flow meter at water meter. For you to see the difference, ito yung specification ng water meter and flow meter. I want you to focus here sa accuracy ng flow meter. If mapapansin nyo, sa water meter, walang nakalagay na accuracy percentage. Ang meron siya is yung technical data. Kaso baka sabihin nyo, Mark, depende naman sa brand ng equipment, iba-iba naman talaga yan. Yes, tama yon. But I am not discussing the difference of two same meters. I am discussing the difference of flow meter and water meter in general. Kung mapapansin nyo, sa accuracy ng flow meter, nakalagay is plus or minus 0.25%. Yan yung fixed accuracy ng flow readings from minimum to maximum flow na dadaan dun sa metro. Meron pa yung ibang classification pero mamaya ko na i-discuss. Sa water meter naman, naka-indicate kung ano mismo yung value ng kanyang minimum flow, transitional flow, nominal flow, and maximum flow. Sinusunod kasi ng water meters ang ISO 4064 international standard na dapat plus or minus 5% ang accuracy niya sa minimum flow and plus or minus 2% sa transitional, nominal, and maximum flow. Sa aming mga technical, minsan nalilito kami sa pag-check ng mga specifications kapag merong requirement ng meters ang ibang water utilities. Nakalagay sa title is flow meter. Pero pang water meter yung specification na pinapakita. So sa mga manufacturers ng flow meters, kapag binigay yung requirement na may specification na pang water meter, sasabihin nila na hindi sila comply sa requirements. Same thing to the water meter manufacturers kapag binigyan sila ng specification ng pang flow meter. Ito lang naman yung simple explanation sa difference ng water meter and flow meter. Sa water meter, yung accuracy is based sa ISO 4064 International Standard, while the flow meter, manufacturer ang nagsiset ng accuracy nila. In addition, sa flow meter, yung accuracy is pwedeng based sa full scale or based sa actual flow. Kailangan nyo yan i-check sa specifications ng flow meters. Pag based sa actual flow, multiply lang to the percentage error as set by manufacturer yung actual flow, and then doon na papasok yung acceptable range ng reading. Example, the actual flow is 100 cubic meter per hour. So pag plus or minus 0.2% yung accuracy na based sa actual flow, yung reading will be between 99.8 cubic meter per hour to 100.2 cubic meter per hour. Kapag based naman sa full scale yung accuracy ng flow meter, ang titingnan doon is yung maximum velocity na kayang basahin ng flow meter. So for example, the flow meter has a maximum velocity of 10 meters per second. Multiply nyo lang yon to the cross-sectional area as per its size, makukuha nyo yung maximum flow. So for a 100 mm flow meter with 10 meters per second maximum velocity, ang maximum flow niya is 282.7 cubic meter per hour. So sa maximum flow na yon, magbe-base yung plus or minus 0.2% accuracy kasi base siya sa full scale. And that will be 0.565 cubic meter per hour. So if the actual flow is 100 cubic meter per hour, the reading will be between 99.4 cubic meter per hour to 100.565 cubic meter per hour. Kahit ano pa ang actual flow sa 100 mm na size na flow meter, laging may fixed na plus or minus 0.565 cubic meter per hour sa actual flow. So habang bumababa yung actual flow, mas lumalaki yung nagiging error if i-compute in percentage. Sa specification ng isang particular na flow meter brand, regardless of size, pare-pareho ang maximum velocity. Nagbabago yung maximum flow kapag nagbabago yung size. So the allowable error is proportional to the maximum flow which is based sa pipe size. Pag malaki yung size, malaki din yung allowable error value in flow unit. Pag maliit yung size, maliit din yung allowable error value in flow unit. Sa water meter naman, depende sa size, nagbabago yung minimum, transitional, nominal, and maximum flow. As per ISO 4064 standard, whatever the size is, dapat pasok sa plus or minus 5% error ang minimum flow reading and plus or minus 2% error naman sa transitional, nominal, at maximum flow. Pag-usapan naman natin yung mga types of flow meters and water meters na commonly used as a production meter. Unahin na natin yung pinakasimple, the mechanical type water meter. Ang mechanical type water meter is a type of water meter which measures volume of a water flow through its mechanical system. Depende sa type and brand ng water meter, ang internal moving parts is either a turbine, impeller, or pistons na nagtra-translate ng water flow to a readable volume. Merong tatlong klase ng mechanical type water meters. Una, which is pinaka-common and should I say pinakamura din, is yung velocity-based mechanical water meters. This type of mechanical water meters converts water velocity into flow to get the volume measurement. Pag mas mabilis yung velocity ng tubig, mas mabilis din yung pag-ikot ng mechanism sa loob. So mas malaki din yung nababasang volume. Pag mabagal lang yung velocity, maliit lang yung nababasang volume. Pangalawa is yung volumetric mechanical water meters. Unlike sa velocity-based, sa actual volume ng dumaang tubig, ang pinagbabasihan ng reading ng ganitong klase ng mechanical type water meter. So merong space sa loob ng meter na kailangan muna mapuno ng tubig bago umikot yung mechanism sa loob. Mas mababa ang low flow reading capability ng ganitong klase ng meter compare sa velocity-based type. Kasi sa velocity-based, merong minimum energy yung velocity na kailangan para mapaikot yung mechanism sa loob. If sobrang bagal ng water velocity, hindi na niya mababasa yon kasi di na kayang paikutin yung mechanism sa loob. Sa volumetric, kahit mabagal yung velocity ng tubig, basta mapuno yung space sa loob, iikot yung metro. Pangatlo is yung hybrid type. Yung hybrid type ng mechanical type water meter is velocity-based mechanical water meter with combination of mechanical and digital system. So since may halong digital na yung metro, mas konti yung moving parts. Though velocity-based pa rin siya, but because mas konti yung moving parts, mas konting energy ang kailangan para mapaikot yung mechanical system sa loob ng metro. So okay din siya for low flow. Yung ibang brand nito is may capability pa na mag-display ng flow. Hindi volume or totalizer lang since digital display na rin ito. Mechanical meter's main advantage compared to other type of meter is yung price niya. As production meter, ito yung pinakamura. Ang advice ko lang, if you chose to use mechanical meters as your production meter, magkaroon lang dapat ng regular check-up. Kasi, since mechanical siya and may moving mechanism sa loob, prone siya sa pagbabara lalo na if may mga impurities yung pinuproduce na water like buhangin, lupa, etc. Dapat din, since very prone ang mechanical meters to wear and tear, pinapalitan siya every 5 years. Wear and tear kasi will cause inaccuracies ng reading. Mas maganda rin if merong provision yung water meter na bibilhin nyo for installation of external devices like data loggers for monitoring purposes. Next type of flow meter or water meter is the electromagnetic type. Electromagnetic flow meters uses Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction to measure flow sa loob ng pipe. Ang principle ng electromagnetic induction is kapag ang magnetic field around the conductive material changes, it will induce electric current. So parang ganito siya in layman's term. Halimbawa, meron kang magnet at conductive material. Kapag ginalaw mo yung magnet around a conductive material, yung magnetic flux niya makakat. And because of that cutting of electromagnetic flux, mag-i-induce siya ng electric current. Sa electromagnetic flow meter and water meter, yung body nila ang naglalabas ng electromagnetic flux na parang magnet. Yung tubig sa loob ng pipe ang conductive material. Then, sa loob ng body, merong sensor which we call as the electrode na pumipick up ng induced voltage or current from cutting of electromagnetic flux. Induced current is proportional sa velocity or speed ng flow ng tubig sa loob ng pipe. Pag mabilis yung flow ng water sa loob ng pipe, mabilis din yung cutting of electromagnetic flux, so mataas yung induced current. Pag mabagal yung flow ng water, mabagal din yung cutting of electromagnetic flux, so mababa din yung induced current. So yung induced current, yung signal na kino-convert ng electromagnetic flow meter into velocity. Then yung velocity, minimultiply into cross-sectional area ng pipe, kaya nako-convert ito into flow. So velocity times cross-sectional area will give us the flow reading. Yan yung principle of operation ng electromagnetic flow meter and water meter. The electromagnetic flow meter and water meter has 3 types. Una is yung full bore type. Full bore means kung ano yung size ng pipe kung saan ikakabit yung meter, ganun din yung size sa loob ng body. Pangalawa is yung reduced bore type. Sa reduced bore naman, mas maliit yung diameter sa loob ng body compared to its original size. So parang pinasisikip yung loob ng meter. Compared sa full bore type, ang reduced bore construction ng meter na ganito helps in stability ng water flow. Dahil dito, hindi na kailangan ng longer distance ng electromagnetic flow meter and water meter from parts ng pipe na nagkukos ng turbulent flow. So kahit directly nakakonect siya sa pipe bends, T-connections, partially open valves, and pipe size reducers na nagkukos ng turbulent flow, okay lang. Kasi pagdating sa loob ng reduced bore type na electromagnetic flow meter and water meter, nagiging laminar na yung flow. Pangatlong type ng electromagnetic flow meter and water meter is yung insertion type. Sa insertion type, di mo na kailangan pang putulin yung pipe para makabit yung equipment. Para ka lang nagtatap ng service connection kasi ang kailangan lang gawin is butasan yung pipe kung saan i-install yung flow meter. May tamang pag-insert lang and dapat masunod yung tamang installation to make sure na accurate yung magiging reading ng meter. Compared to mechanical type water meter, electromagnetic flow meter and water meter has no moving parts. Hence, hindi ganun kataas yung risk to wear and tear. Yung lifespan ng electromagnetic flow meter and water meter is nakadepende sa battery life niya if battery operated. If hindi battery operated, you can use it for a longer period of time. Since digital siya, normally kasama na ang flow reading and hindi lang totalizer, kagaya ng mechanical type water meter na velocity-based and volumetric. However, it is still a need na may regular check-up, accuracy verification, and maintenance ang electromagnetic flow meter and water meter because subject pa rin siya sa pagkasira over a period of time. Next type ng flow meter and water meter na commonly used for water production measurement is yung ultrasonic type flow meter and water meter. Ultrasonic type meters use ultrasonic signal and transit time technology to measure flow and volume sa loob ng pipe. Yung sensors niya ay continuously transmitting and receiving ultrasonic signals. May sensor na nakapwesto sa upstream side or kung saan galing yung flow, and the other is nakapwesto naman sa downstream side kung saan papunta yung flow. Ang ginagawa ng ultrasonic meter is nagtatransmit yung sensor niya from upstream to downstream and vice versa. Then, kinukuha nila yung time difference ng pag-transmit and pag-receive nila ng signal. Yun yung tinatawag na transit time technology. Pag walang flow sa pipe, equal lang yung time ng transmission and reception ng signal to and from each sensors sa upstream and downstream. Pero pag may flow na, mas mabilis nakakarating yung ultrasonic signal from upstream to downstream dahil nakaayon siya sa flow. While matagal naman makarating yung ultrasonic signal from downstream to upstream kasi against siya sa flow. Yung time difference na yon is proportional sa velocity ng tubig sa loob ng pipe. Mas mabagal yung velocity, maliit lang yung time difference. Pag mas mabilis yung velocity, mas malaki din yung time difference. Now, that captured velocity sa loob ng pipe is being multiplied to the cross-sectional area ng pipe kaya nagiging flow reading ang nadidisplay ng flow meter and water meter sa screen niya. And by that flow reading, nakakapag-record siya ng totalizer. Yun yung principle of operation ng ultrasonic meters. Ang ultrasonic flow meter and water meter has 4 types. Una is yung full bore type. Same lang sa explanation natin kanina sa electromagnetic meters kung ano yung size ng meter or pipe kung saan siya i-install, ganun din yung size sa loob ng meter. Pangalawa is yung reduced bore type. Same lang din with electromagnetic meters. Pinapaliit din yung diameter sa loob ng meter para pwede siya ikabit directly to pipe sections na nagko-cause ng turbulent flow. Pangatlo is yung insertion type. Dito, need butasan yung pipe kung saan i-install yung sensor. Dapat lang tama yung sukat ng mga butas as indicated by the equipment para magtugma and magtapat yung mga sensors. Hindi limited to one pair of sensors ang pwedeng gamitin. Depende sa brand and type ng ultrasonic meters, pwedeng magdagdag ng 2 or more pairs pa. Mas maraming sensors, mas accurate yung measurement. Last but not the least is yung clamp-on type. I'm not referring to portable type ultrasonic clamp-on flow meter. Merong fixed type ultrasonic clamp-on flow meter and water meters. Dito, hindi kailangan butasan or putulin yung pipe kung saan i-install yung ultrasonic meters. Pag nakuha na lahat ng data, magbibigay ang equipment ng distance ng sensors na dapat sundin to make sure na accurate yung readings. Like the portable type ultrasonic flow meter, meron din itong signal quality to check if tama ba yung nakuha nating readings. Same din to portable type, dapat within 95 to 100% din yung signal quality. Or 90 to 100% sa ibang brand to say na okay yung readings natin and accurate. Ang ultrasonic flow meter and water meter is almost same with electromagnetic meters. Walang moving parts, so mababa din yung risk for wear and tear. Ang lifespan niya rin is depende sa battery life, and if hindi siya battery operated, mas matagal din yung lifespan niya. Mas may advantage lang yung ultrasonic meters kapag clamp-on type yung pinag-uusapan dahil madali install and i-adjust nang walang interruption sa supply. Same din na kahit walang moving parts yung equipment, and with regards to clamp-on type is hindi directly tinatamaan ng tubig yung sensors, need pa rin ng ultrasonic meters ng regular check-up for maintenance and accuracy verification to make sure na laging accurate yung measurement niya. In summary, the available and easier to use na type ng flow meters and water meters na pwedeng gamitin for measurement ng water production are mechanical type water meter na either velocity-based, volumetric, or hybrid type, electromagnetic meters with options of full bore, reduced bore, and insertion type, and ultrasonic meters na pwedeng full bore, reduced bore, insertion, and clamp-on type. So either of the three types pwedeng gamitin as production meter. Nasa inyo na lang yung choice, which may depend on your budget, your preferred accuracy, reliability, technology preference, and other systems like SCADA na meron kayo. Ang importante lang is make sure na accurate yung kanilang measurement, may regular maintenance, and accuracy verification. Again, ang aim natin is to satisfy our first step for the holistic NRW reduction solution, and that is to make sure that our water production is measured accurately. Marami pa tayong pag-uusapan and matututunan on my next video, so please stay tuned. Please like this video and subscribe na rin to our channel para updated kayo sa mga bago ko pang uploads. Again, I am Mark and I will be your online guide towards your battles against non-revenue water. Hopefully, ma-apply nyo yung mga natututunan nyo from my channel and I will be happy if you can leave a comment sa ating comment section. We are doing this series of vlogs so I can easily reach more water utilities to give ideas on how to properly assess, reduce, and manage water losses. Because we know that every drop matters.